Projectiles fired from Syria caused no damage or injuries. International Holocaust Remembrance Day marked around the world. President Rivlin visits New York City. And Lieberman meets with Russian Foreign Minister in Moscow. Shalom and welcome to the Jerusalem Post News. Here are your headlines for Tuesday, January 27th. 2 projectiles fired from Syria landed in the Golan Heights on Tuesday afternoon, causing no damage or injuries. The IDF returned fire at the source. The attack set off rocket alert sirens in the area near to the border prior to the attack and prompted the evacuation of the Mount Hermon ski resort. The attack comes just 9 days after a strike on a Hezbollah convoy in Syria that prompted threats of retaliation and created a high security alert in northern Israel. Commemoration ceremonies marking 70 years since Auschwitz's liberation are taking place around the world today on International Holocaust Remembrance Day. In Poland, former prisoners of the Auschwitz death camp were joined by Polish President Bronisław Komorowski to lay wreaths at the former death camp. Survivors at the event shared their stories.
I think that the whole world, Europe is forgetting about the whole thing. They don't want to know that's not true. They want to have proof. There's proof, me. There's proof, my son. There's proof of those people what went on. There's no lies. They were killing people like nothing. It didn't mean anything. The smell was so bad here from burning people. They couldn't do it, that they were burning, making big.
President Reuven Rivlin met with the United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in New York on Monday. At a meeting at the UN building, the two leaders discussed the heightened tensions in Israel, the West Bank, and Jerusalem. They also talked about the importance of creating conditions for a return to the Israel-Palestinian peace talks. Rivlin was scheduled to address the United Nations on International Holocaust Remembrance Day on Tuesday. However, due to weather conditions, the ceremony was canceled. While in the U.S., Rivlin will also lay a wreath at the site of Ground Zero, where he will issue a call for all peace-loving people to join forces in the struggle against terrorism. Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman was in Moscow on Monday and met with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. During their meeting, the two talked about the Iranian nuclear issue, the terrorism problem in the Middle East region, and the Ukrainian crisis. Lieberman told Lavrov that Israel remains neutral on the Ukrainian crisis and that it would not participate in the sanctions against Russia. He also said that Israel could act as a mediator on the Ukrainian crisis to help facilitate the country's peace process. Lieberman called for more concerted efforts from the international community to help combat terrorism in the Middle East. And that's all for today. We'll be back tomorrow with more headlines. Stay updated with headlines on the Jerusalem Post website. For now, shalom from the Jerusalem Post studios. Wait, can I hear